got to know when to hold 'em.
Poker Hand Probability Project. The 5 hands we have decided to talk about are the royal flush, the straight flush, the 4 of a kind, the full house, and the straight. And just as a little background, there are 2,598,960 possible 5-card hands in one deck. The 5-card poker hand, which is called a full house. Here are some examples. One example would be having 2 kings and then 3 tens. That's one way to get a full house. I'll put that over there. And another example would be having 2 jacks and then 3 aces. So, to get a full house, you just need 2 cards the same and then 3 cards that are the same to have 5 cards total to make a full house. Now, let's see how many ways you can get a full house from a regular 52 deck of cards. Or the 3 of a kind can be any of the 13 rings and 3 out of 4 suits. The double can be any of the 12 remaining rings and 2 out of 4 of the suits, which gets you to 3,744 different options. Just remember, when we talked about that really big number, 2,598,960. Well, that number is coming back to find the probability of a full house. So, to find the probability of the full house, we need to have the 3,744 from the different options that you can have when finding the full house, and then this huge number, 2,598,960, which equals 0.1441%, and that is the probability that you can get for a full house. Let's talk about some conditional probability. Say we're finding the probability of getting a 3rd king when you already have 2 kings already. So, we know that a deck has 52 cards originally, but we already took out 2, so now we're down to 50, and there's 4 kings total in a deck, and like we said before, we already took away 2, and that leaves 2 more, so it'd be 2 out of 50, so the probability would be 2 out of 50. So I'm going to talk about a royal flush, and a royal flush is when you have 10, jack, queen, king, and ace all in the same suit. And so here's just 2 different examples. So there are only 4 possible royal flushes because there's 4 different suits, which are clubs, spades, hearts, and diamonds. And because the royal flushes have to be a jack, queen, king, ace, and 10, there are only 4 different royal flushes in a whole deck of cards. So like we said earlier, there are 2,598,960 possible 5-card hands in a deck. And that since there are only 4 royal flushes, the probability of getting a royal flush is this very small number. So again, if you have a jack, queen, king, and ace, and you're looking for this 10 in the deck of cards, you are looking for one specific card, and there's 52 cards in a whole deck, and then you're subtracting these 4, so there's only 48. So since you're looking for one specific card, you're going to have a 1 in 48 chance of finding this card to get the royal flush.
About a straight in a 5-card deal poker hand. A straight is a consecutive 5-card draw with 2 or more different suits. For example, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And see, they have different suits. And 7, 8, 9, 10, and jack. For how many times a straight can happen, multiply the number cards, there are 10 different ones, times the face cards, which is 4, and you have to raise this to the power of 5 because you have to get 5 cards, and then you have to subtract 40 from that answer because we are not counting a royal flush. Okay? Our answer that we get is 10,200, which is how many times you can get a straight. Solve for the probability of getting a straight. You divide 10,200 by 2,598,960. And for this, we get 0.3925%. Now we are going to solve a conditional probability. We're going to do the probability of getting a 4 while we have a 2, 3, 5, and 6. Okay. So all we have to do is know that we have 4 possibilities out of 48. And so that simplifies to 1/12.
I'm going to be talking about getting a straight flush in poker. A straight flush is when you get 5 cards in a row in the same suit. For example, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 40 possible combinations of getting a straight flush. If getting a straight flush is 40 over this big long number I'm about to write down, 5, 9, 8, 6, 0, and that's equal to 0.1. So it's 0.0000154%. If we're trying to find the probability of getting, if I can spell, getting a 9 when you already have 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only one card that you're looking for, and there are only 48 cards left in the deck, so the probability of getting that card is 1/48.
I'm doing the hand 4 of a kind, which is any 4 cards of 1 rank and any other unmatched card, which I've shown here with 4 9s and 1 jack. This hand can happen many times. Any one of the 13 ranks can form the 4 of a kind by selecting all 4 of the suits in that rank. The final card can be any one of the 12 remaining ranks and consist of any of the remaining suits. So it can happen 624 times. To find the probability of getting a 4 of a kind, we need to do 624 over 2,598,960, because that's how many there are total, to get 0.0240%. That's how many times, that's probably getting 4 of a kind. We can also find the conditional probability of P getting a 4 while having 2 aces. We know it's 50 cards because we already have the 2 aces, and we know that there's 52 cards in a deck. And getting 1 card, or 4, which could be any suit. So we have 4 out of 50.
Now that you can get the probabilities of these winning hands, you'll know when to bet the big bucks.